Ask me.
Sir, when we push the code files to the repository from our local computer,
Mm.
um, we are working in the same folder, right? On the repository and on the local computer. Can we send the files from some different folders to the same repository?
Uh, the folder is the high. How many folders in there in the your local repository? No issue. Top
Hmm.
up highest level means. I will show the small example. So we
Okay.
are working.
While creating branches and all
I
in
think
the
under. I think under.
GitHub repository.
Yeah, yeah, I understood your issue.
Yes, yes, sir.
If you I have a passion, so this is the top. See that dot kit.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that
Hmm.
I will create a one folder. So this is the top of the code. So in that folder where different code also can be insert. Suppose
Okay, okay.
Python code. I'm
Hmm.
creating one Python code. So Python folder having a lot of Python programs
Hmm.
they developed. So maybe new that is a .py file, maybe a Word file or text file. I will use a text. So py extension dot development. I think it will not accept. I don't know. We'll try. Yeah, it is accepted. Python. It
Yes.
is a Python extension. So I am writing the Python code here. Some print echo. Some code is system suggestion. So print I to like that. I save it. Now I have to push the code into the remote repository. So here, so that total code belongs to the one repository, local
Hmm.
repository. So if you want to create another folder, another location, same code only with else, like a different team developer.
Okay.
So you can create a in subfolder in multiple folders, no issue. So you
Okay.
can create as your design of your code. So developer maximum code they will do. Suppose for infrastructure code, so they will do one folder. For Python related anything, so they will do in the different folder. And PowerShell like Azure DevOps related one folder, and infrastructure as a code Terraform, that's a different folder. Like that they will divide different folders. There is main application. So I think I have one code Spring Boot. I think first batch I have Git practice lab some codes just to see observe that this is a Java
Yes.
application. So see that this is a dot Git means it is a top of means a highest level. So in that lot of code is there. So developer. So map and folder is created in that another subfolder, and there is a Java code. So it is not related. We don't know what is the pattern and design. So Gradle. So this is a building tool is made in this directory, and source src means source is creation. The source is not a standard word, is made as src. So try to understand all the people. So in that three folders textile main test, so is divided into Java jmeter, and it is into the deep org, so into spring network. So in the samples and pet clinic and models, see how many folders in there and how designed. So as per their project implementation design, he can use many folders. Uh, understood, no?
Yes, sir. Sir, does it requires that the same folder should be there, the working folder and the remote repository folder should be same like that if it is there, or we can do from
No, no, no.
anywhere?
No, no.
from any drive.
Any location, any folder, any you are working one project, suppose X project.
Yes.
So the copy of repository always same in your local, in your friend system, in
Okay.
a remote repository, always same copy.
Okay, sir.
Extra one dot also not possible, extra not dot less also not possible. Please understand. So that's why when you doing the git pushing, so we will git pull, because remote
Yes, sir.
repository having the latest code
Yes,
need
yes.
to take the our remote local repository. So we will take the latest copy. So then we will add the code to the that system and locally, and you that means you will when you add in the code to the git commit in local repository, so you will be the new code with the old code to the latest code from the remote repository plus your code. So then
Yes,
you
sir.
are sending same status, the status same sending to the remote repository.
Mm.
That's it. So every time, if you failure any remote repository, so you can give as a remote repository. So you can create, because everybody having the same code, so the system can't go collapse the main code. So anybody one person having one copy of the same totally code. So that's a disaster recovery method. So that's the thing. If you suddenly remote repository failed,
Huh.
so then every developer having a same copy, so there is no issue, there is a huge loss will not happen.
Okay, okay.
That is a one disaster recovery method. And so everybody having the strategy, so suddenly the github is fail. So what is the next step? So blank, and that's how many days, how many years they are expended money. So they don't want to lose. So every developer having the one copy every time. So if anybody fail, any system anything fail, so they can take the copy and from the developer also. So because developer also having the same remote repository copy, so they immediately they will create a one remote repository and send the code, and they distribute to the all immediately.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So today we are learning about Docker Kubernetes. So we are trying the understood the concepts of Docker and Kubernetes. So what is K8 means Kubernetes. Kubernetes we are having the 8 letters. That's why K8 say this will say. That's why the K8 I written. Dockers. Maybe you heard about Docker and Kubernetes. Anybody before in this my class? Maybe I repeated it, 2 to 3 times, maybe that's why you may hard all. So this is a microservices. We are trying the, we are not today I think we not start the subject, but we will try to understand the what is the Docker and Kubernetes, because we are all the, I am also if you say I am in the state of you, so we are all the one, we don't know having the technology point of view. So microservices means monolith services we need to know. No, but that also we don't know. So that's why we do need to try to understand the concepts. So in IT technologies, what are things going and why Docker and Kubernetes famous? So maybe VirtualBox, this is Windows system picture. Anybody use this one VirtualBox, Oracle VM? Anybody?
No, sir.
Okay. This screen please remember, and I will give one more screen. So see, this is a, so this application when I clicking, it automatically open this window. This is a Oracle virtual VM virtual manager, and here this is a Linux Ubuntu 18, this is a Linux Ubuntu 18 with this is a totally Windows system, this screen actually. So I want to run the Linux system in my Windows system. That's why I open the Oracle VM box. So this is virtual box. So what is the virtual and what is the reality? So if you are standing in the one point, you are created as a your formation one virtualization. Totally not that is a totally duplication. it is a image position like replication. So that is a virtualization. So I am creating a virtual Linux system through using the virtual box. That's why in that Oracle developer, it is a completely free tool, so open source. And Oracle team developed a virtual manager, and this is a virtual box. So we are creating the we can create a in this system using this one. We can run the Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows Server, so 2016 22, as well as Linux, Ubuntu, some flavors, different flavors also. So I used to run this two machines. So this is my personal computer image only. So here two machines running, and this is one of the Windows. In the Windows virtual box, I am running the Ubuntu Linux. Like, so I can run this one. But here, what is the issue and why? Same like we will run the Dockers also. So there is a different, and what is the benefits between this virtualization and Dockerization? Means containerization. So Docker means containerization. I think understood na this thing. So I want to run my system. Simple చెప్పాలంటే నా విండోస్ సిస్టంలో లైనక్స్ కానీ ఇంకా వేరే విండోస్ సిస్టమ్స్ కానీ డిఫరెంట్గా రన్ చేయాలి. సో హియర్ వరాకిల్ వర్చ్ బాక్స్ అనే సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఉన్నది. ఆ సాఫ్ట్వేర్లో నేను విండోస్ ఉండే సిడి లేదా లైనక్స్ ఉండే సిడి, సో దట్ ఐఎస్ఓ ఫార్మాట్ ఇమేజ్ ఐ విల్ టేక్ అండ్ ఐ విల్ క్రియేట్ ఏ దిస్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ and 6 use that operating system Ubuntu 64-bit. So I used a RAM 1024 MB, and this is video MB, and this is a 10 GB machine. So this is a 10 GB machine. So it is allocated for this machine 10 GB. So I running the with the virtualization. So this is the virtualization box. As same VMware also one of the product. That is a enterprise product, means you need to pay money with no free cost. That's the thing. So there is a free trial for 15 or 20 days, something is there. So that's why this is a Windows in the Linux I am running. So that's why I open just command line, I open in that Linux. There is also browser, so that is also desktop one. Normally we are more familiar with the Windows desktop UI. This is a Linux UI. So this is the virtualization. So this is limited to the virtualization. Please stick to that information. This is different. Now we are want to start the learning of a Docker. What is a Docker? So I think this is related software, not software, but you are founding things here. So can you uh, tell me the what is the things observed by you? Anybody? In picture, what are things is there?
Containers carrying some products.
Yeah, container having a products, but you don't know it is sealed by the container, so you can't visible visualization. What is the product in that? That is empty also. We don't know, but is a container. Yes, and it is carrying by the some crane, some carrier. So handling this the container, correct? Na? This is handling by the container. So normally we can't handle the with manual hard systems or normal systems. So we need to use a designed one pattern and equipment is also there. So like that there is a lot of container ideal situation. Maybe it is a fully packed. It is that's why it is moving to the shipyard, I think. So we'll see the some more images actually.
సార్ రికార్డింగ్ చేస్తున్నారని.
I will check actually. Yeah, I'm recording. So Docker concept. Please try to understand the concept, and you can get a commands, execution things, a lot of things. Okay, but when you deliver it to the information anybody, it is very important understanding a concept actually. So lot of technical is involved in the Docker. That's why I want to open generalized theory I want to explain actually. This is one container. This is container. So initially I said that in a software world we can't see everything, but we need to visualization the things in your mind. That's I am said previously my statement. So still I am stick to that. So this is a container. So feel when I say container, you feel like this is the things like it will look like that. Software will not look like in that. We can't go and up to that sea level. We can't see. But if you say container, this is a container. Like so. So now the containers is packed and it moving with some ship. So that ship name is the Kubernetes. Why I am saying that? To handle the equipment, one crane is there, and as well as to travel to the world. Yeah. So to handle the this container is one of the important. So that is a that holding the containers all by the Kubernetes. So that capacity having only with this designed ships only. So normal people traveling that's ships is different, and heavy load containers moving on the sea air level, it is different because it is having a design and pattern and loading, and there is a need to face a lot of earthquakes and that waves of water. So that's the design is different maybe. So that's why try to understand the thing. These are the containers, all the our Docker containers, and this ship is the Kubernetes. So to handle that these containers this Kubernetes. So why need Kubernetes and why need Docker? And I will explain continuation. So here I am putting in software in containers. So my software is there where means my software is in the container, inside the container. So it is sealed, totally packed. Na? Anything open, any end is opening?
No, sir.
No, no. So this is fully packed, and it will be if you. I will put the software like Windows step 7 in the software, and one container having the Windows 8, one container having the Ubuntu 18, one container having the Ubuntu 20, and one container having the CentOS. Is this software is mixing with another one? Any point of view? I will put in the container, so it will be effective with another container, or it will no sir, it is stable for
No,
long.
sir.
It is not disturbing another one, and it is also stable within the container only. Correct or not? So I think this is a like goods. When you shipping when you packing the in the that made any goods in the respected in containers, so it will not disturb with another containers. It will ideally that isolated. This is the one word. Isolation is happen and very stable. So maybe that chemicals for components there, organs and neon, that what is the that that nature, that what I want. Anybody know chemical neon, argon, helium? Any chemical knowledge person is there? That's
Innatuga iస్తాం సార్.
no, that that stability will be high in that materials. So because they not create react with another materials. I think you understood. fluorine, neon, and that 8 number 10 and the chemicals very stable. So not easily react with another materials like, so that is the stability is highly highly. So like that here also with in the container softwares very having the very uh, good that stability is there, and there is a isolation happen, so it will not impact to the another softwares as well as same to the same direction to the this one also. So like that we are putting the software into the containers. So what will maybe having the containers? So that containers having the lot of softwares like Windows system, operating system, and Linux OS and the CentOS OS, mostly Linux flavors. Linux flavors softwares may be there. So Ubuntu 7, 18, 20, 22, other Red Hat is there, CentOS is there. So lot of Linux distribution software is there. So maybe you not see the Linux. If you search Linux, see, maybe you know the Windows 10, no, Windows 7, 8, Windows flavors, but there is a free softwares. This is also very specified purpose is designed. These are the totally open source, no cost is there. So that's why most of the IT sector will be use the Linux flavors only, not Windows, because Windows having the license key prices, and we need to maintain the some extra cost for the enterprise levels. That's why most development will happen on the Linux flavors only, Linux systems. So Ubuntu, Fedora Linux, Arch, Debian, Mango, Science Linux, Peppermint. If you are a specialized developer on Linux, you can make a your interest Linux also. Ubuntu, Mate, Nix, Gmail. So like that, there is a n number of softwares is there. So I want to introduce the, there is a n number of software operating systems will be in the world already. So you maybe don't know up to. Please know that there is a lot of software OS operating systems in the world. That is especially open source, Linux flavors. These are the, and Android also there, and Mac also there, like that. But mostly our development IT is in depend on the Linux environment only, because it is, since it is open source, it is a free. So that's why it is developed by all the people. So anything will be get the profit without zero cost money. So that's the thing. So we understood that this is a container, and we are putting the some softwares. Now I am putting in the software in this done. uh, I will take two pictures here. Inside the container, I am placed Ubuntu 18 LTS OS operating system. It is running. So initially, show that this is the things. This is Windows system. So both are different methods. And what is the benefit and what is the things? Already we having this type of Oracle softwares in Windows 10. We can use this one. So why need to go Docker? This is uh, this location. I will need to resize this smaller. So here also I am running the, this is already I told that this is a Ubuntu same as 18 LTS OS running. So why need, I can use this type of software. All that Windows system having VirtualBox, open source, two type, three, four softwares is already there. So why need to choose this one? So it is better. It is better. If you feel anything, you can give your opinion. Anybody. Same here also. Same thing I am doing. So what do you think? Which is the better? You maybe. Just I'm asking the opinion only. Which is the better? I want to. If you want to run the softwares like Windows system, like this one or this one. Just I'm ideally I want to get the one open statement. I want to create a one statement in your mind. That's something. So maybe you ideally you don't have a idea choice because you don't know the what is the futures and what is the negatives of both. That's why maybe you can't guess the answer. Okay. So I will go next to presentation. So then you will understand. So see, this is the left side is equal to this one. This is the right side equivalent to this one, containerization. So we will try the profit and losses in the both systems. So this software, so infrastructure virtual machines. So here Windows system will be required. So here this one, I am run this in the one Windows system only. So that system having hard disk and RAM as well as processor. So some of the processor, I think, see that I divided my 8 GB RAM and I given to this 1024 RAM to the system. So means I am losing some RAM and I allocated separately. So sharing like uh, in your family, mother and father, so and son. So I will share the partnership of the money. That what are the
తీసుకెళ్ళండి మళ్ళా నాకు
things having money. So I share to the him them people. So here 1024 RAM is divided to some separation to the this virtual machine. So I am losing from the 8 GB RAM to the 1000 means almost 7 GB, and I will given to this next system. So what will happen? So I am losing 1024 RAM. Same. So then it will be 6 GB for the this system and 2 GB for the virtual machines. Where is paint? This is happening. See, so this is happening in here. So like that, I am dividing the hardwares. And one more thing is there in this picture. There is a processor is there. One CPU, two CPU. The CPU is also allocated to the this location. So my system will be thus very slow. That hardwares will be allocated to the this virtualization box. So that may be the system performance will be decreased. I don't know. The system performance will be the slow, and that what are the ideally allocated system, if it is running or not, it will be waste of my resources. I think understood now everybody. The last statement is very important. If I allocated, so if I given to the system, so it will not usable by the system, and it will be used 10 GB is my hard disk waste, and 1024 RAM is waste, and one CPU processor also may be effect on the my local system. If it is running or not, I am wasting my resources, and it is very heavy. Why heavy? Because so it is fully operation system. So like it is Windows 10. How like if you run in this location Windows 10, it will look old as Windows 10, and there is a unnecessary softwares. If you say if I say Windows 10, I don't need for running my software application. I want to run Java application, but don't need this Microsoft Store. I don't need the Paint. I don't need this unnecessary software. Storage is very heavily increased. So default coming the package of Windows 10. So there is a Windows 10 having the lot of softwares. Not only Windows operating system, we will get to OS level package Windows softwares is so lot of unnecessary waste. Minimum means minimum software required, not required unnecessary package. Browser also not required in this software. I want to run the softwares only. So why need this much of? So don't need this browser. I don't need the file manager. I don't need the software. I need a old command line terminal. I want need a application running softwares only. Minimum requirement. But here the software is huge. So unnecessary wasting of to run this virtual box. I waste my resources extra. Understood now, everybody? If you're having the doubt, I will explain once again. In this point, respected situation. After this class today, if you possible, please install Oracle Box and try to install Windows 7 CD if you having. Otherwise, you can install the this Ubuntu or things. It is open source. So now then you understood. So if you run the 10 some 2 3 4 virtual machines, your system will be hang because it will allocate this one, and when you run this system, that will RAM will be decreased and CPU also allocated some part to this machine, so it will be slow. So unnecessary the OS will be high package, so means high end storage, so that is not required for running our application. To elimination to remove that issues, Docker will come. The Docker is came, that's why. So this way here. So this is my Windows system, and there is a hypervisor. So that hypervisor is the this one Oracle Virtual Box. This is a hypervisor. That name is a hypervisor. So try to remember the things. Hypervisor, and in that hypervisor you are maybe creating the three operating system: guest os ghost os. This is Ubuntu 18, Ubuntu 22, Ubuntu, this is Windows 7 if you feel. So bins and libraries and binaries. So dependent softwares, what are the dependent softwares? So what are the dependent softwares? The Windows having a lot of software, and as well as Windows Ubuntu also. There is a dependent softwares related to run the environment. There is a depending and libraries requirement is there. So then you will be run some application, some developer run application that will can be run on the this system. So I can install in this one application like mostly you know. So I want to install one game, simple Windows game or Linux game, playing game, or otherwise PDF reader. So the even everything is also one application. So this is happening in the virtualization. This is a containerization. That is a this thing. So finally we conclude that in this location there is a heavily dependence, high storage. So heavy utilization, having a OS also heavily. So unnecessary requirement is my requirement to only run the one Java application. Run my intention is run the .NET application. That's purpose I need a .NET environment as well as if you run the Java, so I need a Java environment. That's the only things I need. So unnecessary this much of softwares not need, and heavily usage of CPU, RAM and storage. So I'm wasting a lot of things for virtualization. To remove this of the things and come with futures, it is Docker came. So how it is there here? Infrastructure as same means it will be also run on the some servers only. Like if you run on the cloud environment data centers, otherwise if you run on the Windows our local system, we will try to run the our local system. And there is also operating system. So we are having also one operating system. Normally Windows 10 only we will use. So container engine will be there. So it is Docker container software. Then app binary libraries. There is a no guest OS. Direct content technology we will use some we are removing the guest OS. So that heavy storage, heavy utilization will remove, and we will run the application. Only we use binary libraries. For which one this binary libraries for application to run the, if it is a Java application, it needs Java environment, JDE. You will need to install Java, open source Java, download, install. That's the only thing we can do. If you run the .NET, so there is a .NET SDK, software development kit. So 6.0 now version. So I will install that one on my content technology. I will run the .NET application. So there is a minimum OS, small OS. How much required only we will take, and utilization of resource very less. And there is if you no need, so I will stop my container immediately. So there is a futures, heavy futures, and every container. So I in this situation, if you go here back this picture, in this situation I can run only three Docker sorry, only three virtualization softwares, like Ubuntu 3 machines 4. If you I want to try to run the 5 machines, my system will hang up and down. But in this location, in this situation, we can run the maybe 8 to 10 or 10 to 10 also, it will no issue with a minimum. So that capacity will be very less to use. That's the thing. So this is virtual machine and container same. We are trying to just understand the levels. So infrastructure host server means Windows system or anything. Hypervisor means virtual box, Oracle virtual box or VMware. So VMware also one of the part. And there is a guest OS Windows 10 and Linux, Unix. Three softwares is running here in container technology. So here also server is there, operating system will be this. There is a container software Docker, and then container 1 2 3 we can run. But here minimum software, less resource usage, and very weightless, very weightless of container. And what is the requirement run to run the application, that's only we can install. And we can run the n number of softwares here. Two if you take this Windows 7, Windows 10, and like Linux 1, Linux 2, Linux 3, like means Ubuntu 7, 18, 22, 25, and CentOS, like we can run lot of technology. And it is a container, so like sealed, as previously we seen that picture. It is will not impact with to the another any of another softwares. So it is tightly sealed in the container level. Inside I will run the my softwares, so it will not impact to the another one. That security is there. So this is also we are trying the things, virtual machines and all the things. So same picture, same information. Container are lightweight and help make microservices. Microservice means microorganics, microbiology, micro insects. Maybe micro means very small level. We maybe we can't see in the normally normal visualization. We normal visualization capacity level we can't see. So that is a micro level. So that's why it is a container is a microservices. But virtualization we can see. That's using container make more efficient use of our resources. That's the thing. I am said previously. We can run our microservices either on virtual machines or containers. We can run these things into the virtual machine also. So we can use the combination of those. But more our ultimate aim is that run the containers with efficiency and with low usage of resources. Virtual machines are heavy weight like this. So up to that, we are try to understanding the things of Docker and Kubernetes. So Kubernetes, why? So now Docker understood. So container is understood. I think all of. So why I need a machine? So here to handle this container alone, it is not easy, and it will be. It is a container is a not immortal. So it is any time it is maybe die. So to handle this type of situation, we will have a tool like Kubernetes. So Kubernetes is a orchestration tool to handle the n number of containers. To like one one class having the teacher and students. Students having the maybe more genius people and more capacity people. But to handle that situation, that people and organize in the one manner and get the output with students, one master is need. That master is that Kubernetes. The master will be take care and they will uh, handle the all the teachers. So that's the thing is that Kubernetes is the master. So that ship also one master like Kubernetes. That's why I give an image. To handle this containers, we need a ship. So that is the Kubernetes. So to handle the our container technology is provided in the Docker containers. So the Docker container to handle that situation, Kubernetes. Not only Kubernetes, we having the Docker Swarm also there, that name, and different technologies also there. Kubernetes like Kubernetes, but Kubernetes is the open source and it is a famous tools, and all cloud providers providing the Kubernetes technologies in the respective technologies. So we are learning about Microsoft Azure Cloud and Azure DevOps with Docker and Kubernetes. So in Azure Cloud, also having the Docker technology, container technology as well as Kubernetes also there. That is the Azure Kubernetes services. So initially we need to install the Docker. We will we will see the installation of Docker and things. We try to install the Docker. So for this Docker installation, please install. This is all of you using the Windows system only, na everybody.
Yes, sir.
If you can't say anything, try to start the this thing chat box. Use the chat box. If you can't open also, no issue. Please chat your expression. If you can't speak or you are feeling unhealthy or anything, so give the answer in the chat box. All of you using the Windows 10 only, na?
Yes,
Anybody
sir.
having issue and not getting even typing answer also. This chat is visible to all, na? Okay, Manikanta give an answer. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Windows 10. Okay, please respond. I think I have not understanding. It is understanding all the by or not. That's why. So Windows 10 is ideally it is very good. And please for the practice of Docker, you need to virtualization your Linux environment. Program and futures. There is a I think here futures. This is so go this program and futures. There is a Linux option is there. If you not did, so tick the Hyper-V and need to install Docker framework and all things. And there is a Linux L for Linux. Linux. Hyper-V not.
ఎండింగ్లో ఉంది సార్ అది.
Ending. Okay. PowerShell Windows. No. Where is it? Linux.
విండోస్ సబ్ సిస్టమ్ ఫర్ లైనక్స్ అని ఉంటుంది సార్.
Great. Correct. Yeah, this one. So please tick this one. After that, there will ask you the like if you tick, I think if you tick this, there is a next option will become. So install that application, then and tick the Hyper-V also. So most of the time it will be combination of this thing. So
Yes,
need
sir.
to select a Hyper-V
Yes, sir.
and do the two things, and then go to the Windows 10 store Microsoft Store location. This is a like a virtualization of VirtualBox method only. Like we will install the minimum OS of Linux system Ubuntu. So there we will install the Docker and Kubernetes. We will try because there is a Docker desktop and there is a mini cube of thing is there, Kubernetes. So but that is a very heavily application. If you install that system in your system, you may be stuck up. You may be your system very performance will be very hang up. That's the problem. Very. So here type Ubuntu. Like Ubuntu, there is a numbers version is 18. 18 is very low level. So that's why always take
Yes,
LTS,
yes, sir.
long time standard release, I think. So here I already installed actually. Open before that it is get or install. So after completion then you need to install. It will ask to install, and it will ask the prompt. It will prompt the username as well as password. Try to give the username password, and it is a almost Linux environment. So there is a minimum of software. So there is a no UI user face, only command line user face. You can practice even Linux also to Linux scripting commands and as well as. So I will install the Kubernetes Docker and things in this system to explore the things because it is weightless and low level software. So that's a better. So if you type ls it will work. So I already run as a some commands and things. So like that. That's why. So I will install the Docker in the respected Ubuntu. So if you I am want to check is there any Docker is installed or not. Docker. So there is a no Docker. Otherwise Docker info is a one command. There is no Docker info, and Git is there. So see that if you type Git, because I want to if you Git also not installed, it will like no error will come. So CLEAR is the command for the Linux. So I want to install the Docker in my Windows. Also direct method is there. If you can't unable to install this Ubuntu, you need to install in the Windows system, but it is will take more CPU and utilization. So I want to show the Kubernetes. So I am trying the Kubernetes that ship. See, this is a service. So see that here also handling the containers. Use Azure Kubernetes service to create a manage your Kubernetes cluster. containers. Containers and technology also there is a different technology in the cloud continue. So this is also see that the symbols what you seen in the images is same. So now I want to install the Docker. So first installation is important, so that's why where is this to practice there is a browser based free is there. So through GitHub you can log in, see that. S- First see this to practice. If you not possible to install in Docker in your laptop, then try to install search like Docker playground. Okay, Docker playground is the free open source location where we can practice, but sometime it will be not available. So, because heavy people will be used that time, system will not having GitHub authorize start. So time is there, see that it is 3 hours, means almost 4 hours practice session it will give. 3 GB RAM and CPU 15%, it is using, that's it. Is the Docker installed or not? I am checking that. Docker info. See that. You can say check. You can practice the Docker. Is the same method. Docker playground. So execution our commands. It is also very easy. Try to, if you not install, but if you want to install the local system, it is important to the installing the this Ubuntu things. So it is very important to practice this method. It is very important, and as well as you can familiar with Linux environment as well as some more Windows subsystems and all things. So I will use this only. You can use this one only if you're not unable to install this method. So I'm trying to install the Docker in my laptop. So Docker install Ubuntu 18.4. So Google it. So I'm trying the Google digital version. So I will take the always 2021 only documents, latest last year only, because some process will be depreciated by the system. So installing the Docker, I will copy this URL in a Word file. So I'm so remove any Docker files that are running in the system. So already I not having any Docker installation. It is fresh system. So that's why I not executing this command. Sudo means in a Linux environment, super user can do. That is the administrator privileges, giving the administrator privileges. Check if the system up to date or not. So whenever you are doing the Linux environment working, so need to update it with the latest environment. That's why sudo not apt get it is application manager. So apt get is the Debian means this is Debian. Normally Linux softwares they Ubuntu or these are things Debian versions they will say. So for that one there is a package manager, yeah, apt get. If you read say red hat CentOS, it is a YAM, some different application the keyword will come. So apt get, so update, and I am updating just normally you will get the in Windows here like you are get downloaded new updates, you want to restart the system, maybe you get that like the prompt will become here. We in Linux we need to update like that whenever doing the software installation, need to update your system. See that here totally CLI method, command line interface method. So try to familiar with CLI and Linux. So because it is we are working going to work in with software team, so need to continue close with our CLI terminals, command prompts. So try to understand the things and visualization thing. So that UI method need to less usage and more usage on CLI. So I updated, I updated my system. So CLE are the command for the Linux. So next command is that very easy. Sudo install apt docker install IO. It is asking yes or no. If you asking yes or no, we need to give only yes only. If you are having any issue, then only you will give no. So anytime you are googling, try to get the latest document only, like a past year developed, updated, because that old methods will be work for the old versions. So now maybe software almost every day it will get some updations. So that time you will get errors. So that's why try to get the latest last year development documents are uploaded documents are that's need to uh, follow the document every time. Otherwise you will get the errors. So here see like this command terminal will be progress everything. So will be look like this is completed. Then so you will then get prompt asking why I know. So we are did and install the dependencies. So we are installing the dependencies. There is error. Can't communicate with the server. Local host v2 docker. Dial Linux run swap. Connect to no such way dialect. Mhm, mhm, mhm. It is failing. This is a problem. Sometimes documents are also not correct. Can't communicate with server. Post a local SC. Mhm. So I'm failing. That's why I'm removing this one. So initially No, I'm not having any Docker things, but I am having the installed some things. So that's why I'm uninstalling the things. I have a link actually. It is will work for all. That link will be used. This is the Docker steps. I am trying this one. If you work, I will give the document this one. This is the official site of Docker. We'll stopping the class. Tomorrow we'll install the Docker and things. So I will check Docker is installing or not. So we'll check. Try for 1 minute. This is make directory almost equal to the in even systems. Normal Windows you make the directory in same as pattern. So make directory is the same. So they are creating the one location X etc folder apt and key links is the one folder they are creating. That's something. It's unpacking still. This is official Docker community. So it is here we can get the latest documents. I think it is will work. So I will give this document if it is working. First set up the lab, and after that we need to practice the things. So then I am doing this command sudo make directory and things I done. And this is a kernel means getting the information through one link, one URL, HTTPS protocol. So this is hyper transportation. So if you not your system kernel installed, so try to install the kernel of software. So that is also important. Otherwise, it is not work. See that I am selecting the without dollar. Try to remember. So with dollar, it will maybe work, not work. Wow. See here the screen, and now once again I updating my system. I done. This is the final step. It is okay, then okay. Otherwise, maybe. After installing, we will stop the. If you failure or pass, we'll stop the class and we'll continue tomorrow. We'll check that it is working or not. I think it will take 5 minutes. This is maybe depend on your internet also, the speed of internet. When you going to do the setup, that systems are having fully recharge, and don't shut down your system in between process, and the internet also connectivity also important. I think it is not started. Mhm. Here they are asking the one version, so that need to give by us. That's why. So this is a Docker CE. Lot of software. So I given the place of version. So what are the available versions through I can check. So I use this question things command. I got some versions. So based on that versions, I copied some version and I place it in the place of location of version location, and I keep copy that command and I'm placing the command in my terminal, CLI terminal. That's the thing I did. If you failure or success, but that experience maybe you maybe have continuation. So try to practice, and if you fail also no issue. Maybe it is maybe fail, I don't know. I will check Docker info sudo Docker info. Yeah, it's working. So it is working, but some are things fail. So I need to system ctl. Docker is not working. Service Docker enable. So service, I need to use sudo docker start. Okay, yeah, today we are failing that installation of Docker. So I will make a document. I will show presentation tomorrow, and will practice some Docker commands also. So leave the installation of Docker today, but I will make a document and I will reinstall every step one by one tomorrow, and we will practice some Docker steps tomorrow, containers and things. Thank you for session today, and ask any doubts